I did this once before. It's been quite some time ago, and I know we've got some new board members. So before we get into the projects, I would like to give you a little rundown of our district. Our district consists of 94 buildings. We have about 1.5 million square feet of building space. We cover a little over 400 acres of land. We have 6,500 students currently and about 1,100 employees. In our department, we have 21 maintenance employees and 53 custodial staff. Now, with that, we have 2 HVAC technicians that cover 1,000 air conditioning units, one of them being this one that broke down last night. It's working now. But we have 2 plumbers that cover 1,500 fixtures. That's not counting all the piping and water lines, sewer lines that we have. So we have a quite large district with basically 14 maintenance employees that actually physically work on fixtures, lighting, electrical, and then we have 5 groundskeepers. 2 of those cover the upper end, 2 cover the lower end, and we have 1 that does all the administrative areas. We do have an energy specialist that takes care of our energy savings. We have a new one, Mr. Rodney Robertson is our new energy specialist. Glad he came. And then we have 1 bookkeeper, and then of course me as the supervisor. We average around 3,000 work orders a year. And that doesn't include anything that's summer requests, capital projects, anything with grants. Our goal has always been, since I've been here, is to have no more than 100 open work orders at any given time with a 3-day completion rate average. Typically, we've been able to keep that up. This year has been a little different. Currently, we have 175 that are open. 50 of those are roofing related, and 22 of those have been delayed by parts. Parts availability has been a big factor in us. Several other factors that have went into that are special projects, grants, and staffing. As of 2 weeks ago, for the first time in 2 years, I am fully staffed in the maintenance department. We have been without a mower for about 2.5 years, so that's been a struggle. Such funds as ESSER funds, ESI, and grants, they do add a substantial amount of work to our staff, but they have been a welcome blessing to complete some of the much needed facilities upgrades that we've had here recently. If you'll look on the 5-year plan that I gave you, on the very last page at the bottom, shows all the projects that have currently been funded or are going to be funded with ESI or ESSER funds. And if you'll look right there at the bottom, is the training center upgrades. We are going to try to do some upgrades to the training center and boardroom. That is in the architect's hands now. We do have some other projects that are on different. There's several different ESSERs. There's 1, 2, and 3, and it's on 3. So it will be one of the last projects that is done. But yes, it is coming.
So all those things in the red and blue on the last page do not actually go under the 20.
No, everything on that last bit right there, everything that is there did not come from our general budget. That either come from ESI funds, from ESSER
funds. Don't wait till 26 or 27.
No, it stops right there where it says total.
Okay, got it.
Just to give you another little rundown, our elementary schools average age is between 60 and 65 years old. Mm-hmm. Our middle schools average about 60 years old. And our high schools are 42 years old now. The exceptions to these are JRP, which everybody referred to as the new school for so long. It's 22 years old now. Wow. And then we have, of course, Clinch and the intermediate school in Churchill, which was built in 2010. So we do have an aging district, but I want to give a little bit of credit to our maintenance staff and more importantly to our custodial staff Because if you walk in the buildings, our buildings are clean, our buildings are pretty, our buildings are nice. Overall, they do a fantastic job. I think I would put our custodial staff up against anybody in the country. They do a fantastic job. And if you think about, if we average 7,000 students annually, that's almost 500,000 students that's walked through these halls. Wow. So if you look at that, our buildings are in pretty good shape to be the age they are. We do have some areas that seem to cause some concern when you get that age, and that's things you can't see. Water lines, sewer lines, roofing's always a problem. But overall, we're in really good shape, I think. We just completed the big project at Volunteer and Cherokee with the HVAC upgrades and the ductwork upgrades. Those have went fairly well. We still are tweaking on a few of those. When you install over 100 units at one time, and we did that in a single day. So it was a big task to do, and we managed to get back in school on time. Maybe not. Just a replacement that will be coming up. It'll be at the end of this month, along with replacement, and that will be a capital outlay funded project. The door replacement for Volunteer, and we're going to try to replace the majority of the exterior doors and the interior classroom doors with a solid steel door instead of the doors that are there now. Now the 5-year plan, you all do know, I started with 2015, 2016 because that's when we started trying to knock off some of the projects. And when that was started, the director at the time said, well, I'll give you $175,000 to work with and we'll see how it goes. And as you can see, it went very well, and we've increased that up to where it is now. And that's been able to knock off a lot of these large projects that we have. Now, it is a living document. It changes daily. So we try to project 5 years to the best of our knowledge, but it does change. So, any questions or concerns? Good. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Clay.